There's also truth to the fact that they are your friend as long as you stay where you are. But the second you start doing something different that's going to better your life, all of a sudden you're moving different, you doing things differently, you not the same person no more. And
it's like that with friends and family. It's like that at your
yeah,
job. It's like that with friends. It's like that with family. It's like that everywhere.
I agree. And I'm just like, well, yeah.
My moves had nothing to do with you. I did it for me.
And if my moves make you that uncomfortable,
As I say, if the shoe fits, Cinderella, I
you
don't know
you
what
you
to
don't
say.
have to be around me.
Yeah,
You know, I be on Reddit, right?
I know you be on Reddit. You lives for the Reddit.
Lives for the Reddit.
Yes, yes.
So this was actually months ago, and I just forgot about it. And then I was sitting at home, and I was just like, "Oh yeah, I did put a question on Reddit. I wonder if anybody ever said anything." So I logged into Reddit and went to it, and I did have some people that had said
Oh,
something.
okay, okay.
And I asked them, "What is the pettiest thing you've ever done to an ex?"
Okay.
Some of these answers, I'm just like,
Y'all borderline crazy.
crazy.
I'm sure.
So these were just a couple of
Yeah, let me hear
my
what you got.
faves. Uh Here's one. What's the pettiest thing you've ever done to an ex?
Yes, yes, yes.
They said, not my ex, but an ex's ex.
Wait, what?
Yeah, their ex's ex.
That's so stupid. Let them fight their own battles. Don't fight their battles for them.
They
Anywho,
said,
don't do that.
my ex H had some of his exes, who we call him C, had some of her stuff. A fake Christmas tree and some of C's lingerie, including a sea cage.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Why
Now,
she
for those
leave?
that don't know what a sea cage
Why she
is,
leave there?
right? It's the thing for your man's thing.
As I said, she was being passive
Um,
aggressive with leaving that.
right? So it says H and I put the lingerie on the tree, including the cage, nice and prominent, and dropped it off at C's parents' porch. H was a POS piece of shit, but this was probably the most fun I had together that we had together.
Of
I
course it
wish I
was.
still had the photos. That is Patty. They put it on her parents' porch.
My thing is, why didn't he just throw it away? I would have threw it. Well, I would have donated the tree. Let's be real. Fake trees are even high these days. I would have donated the tree and threw everything else away. Just threw it away.
But where's the fun in that?
It ain't fun. It's closure. Close.
For some people, pettiness is closure.
It seemed like they both lived for the petty and just had a good old time. Her parents' porch. You know where that girl live. Why you dropping off her parents' porch?
I thought that was hilarious. I commented on that. I said, you don't have the pictures anymore. I would look at those every time I needed a laugh. Like that's pretty good.
And them cages ain't cheap. But anywho.
Somebody said I had access to their music app he used and deleted all his music playlists. I said that's
Oh, that's
diabolical.
cold blooded. Like
Could you
that's
imagine? You gotta log into your
and nothing's there.
nothing's there. You have to start over from scratch.
Oh,
I would lose
I
my
would
shit.
be. That's not even funny. Like
No,
that's
I
fucked
would be
up.
damn near
That's not even petty.
devastated.
That's cruel.
I would
That
be
is
devastated. No
cruel.
lie, because
I go
I
into
love my
Spotify and it's
music.
empty.
I loves my music.
And then it finally learned you. Now I gotta relearn you because
Terrible.
that's fucked up.
I said that's diabolical. Like,
Don't
no.
mess with them.
Mm-mm.
Anywho.
No, you really can't.
That was
This one
mean.
said, like Thanos completing the gauntlet, I one by one eventually slept with all her girlfriends.
She don't got friends if
No,
that
that's
happens.
I was like,
She
hold
don't
on.
have
I said,
friends.
I ain't even mad at you. I'm
She
mad
don't
at the
got
friends.
friends.
Those
So
are
she
not her
don't got
friends.
friends.
Like, hold
We
on.
expected that from you, but from the friends,
And I
mm-mm.
would be wanting to have conversations with every last one of them because
I
why?
bet to this day she don't know.
Oh, that's so bad. That's terrible. And you bet them friends is still just sitting in her face, just ha 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 he, knowing the whole time they slept with this man 2 days after they broke up. And then that just tells you that they was looking at him the whole time.
If my friend's ex came to me, first of all, he knows what type of girls they are.
Mm-hmm.
If he did it,
Yep.
I'd be like, screenshot tell. Like, I wouldn't even respond. Click, click,
And
send.
if it was in person, I'm gonna sneak and record that whole damn
Oh, hell
conversation.
yeah. I'm gonna say I gotta go to the bathroom, cut that recorder right on, walk right on there. So,
I
as
ain't
you were
gonna even act like
saying,
I'm going to the bathroom. While he's sitting there talking, I'm just be acting like I'm doing
nope.
something on my
I'm
phone.
gonna make
And
sure
then
the
I'm gonna just put
sound
it
is good
down.
and everything in that bathroom. Then I'm gonna come out. So, what were you saying?
Like
Please,
I
we
can't
getting it
believe
on.
some women, even men do it too, but
Some
I
people are
can't
just
believe people
gross.
will just sleep with their friends, significant
People
others
do it
like
all
that.
the
Even
time.
their exes.
They'll do it all the time.
I don't look, I wouldn't mess with none of my friends' exes. At least not on
I'm not
purpose.
swapping germs with them. On one, sleeping with them like sleeping with your friend. I think not.
Like I said, I wouldn't do it on purpose. Now, if it was somebody you dated before we even became
And
friends,
I
it's
didn't
like, well,
know.
how was I supposed to know? But if I know that that was your ex, nah, he's off limits. Sorry. But here's the last one, and I think it's
Yes.
the worst of all of them.
Ooh,
And
it's
I
worse
don't,
than the Spotify.
yeah, I
What
don't even
is
think
it?
this is petty. This is just wrong.
What is it?
So, what is the pettiest thing you've ever done
What
to
is
an
it?
ex?
What is it?
I flushed her herpes meds after I found out what they were. I can still donate blood.
God damn. Her medication?
I was like, so you just like, nah, you gonna live with this for the rest of your, well, herpes is. But
Damn, let her be
what?
symptom free.
Right? I'm
Let
like, she
her
can't.
live.
She now, granted,
She should have told
she
you
should
she
have
had
told you
herpes.
she
Yeah,
had
I
herpes.
can see why
If
you got mad.
now, I agree with that. If you have these
You
diseases,
need to be open
you
about
need
it.
to, especially one that can be easily transferred to another
And
person.
permanent.
Impermanent. Don't matter if it's permanent or not. If you
Gosh, but that
got
makes it
something,
worse.
if you got something and you know it can be easily transferable to somebody else, for one, don't be out here in the streets like that. And two, tell the person that you are having unprotected dealings with.
Dealings.
Like, I don't understand why this is being. Now I
Mm.
get it's embarrassing, but you
To me, if you out here trying to dibble and dabble,
dabbling and dibbling.
dibbling and dabbling, you need to be honest. Because I would be so mad if I'm living my life. Well, I told you. Have I told you?
Mm.
Well, I'm going to tell y'all. I used to make people show the clean test results and we would go together.
And
Here's
I don't see
mine,
nothing
here's
wrong
yours.
with that.
We can share these results before I do any dealings.
And
As
there
Jocelyn called them. Any
any
dealings
dealings.
with any of y'all. Test me. I'm clean, baby. I don't
I
care.
don't see nothing wrong with that.
Baby, I need
Nothing
to
at
know.
all.
Because if I'm itching, I need to know it's my soap and not you.
Need to know it's the soap
Oh,
and
some
not
natural
you.
soap told me one time. I told you about that.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Nah, it's that fragrance stuff that used to mess
that
me up. My doctor was
natural.
like, "Girl, you shouldn't be using stuff with fragrance in that area
It
anyway."
wasn't even the fragrance. I don't know what it was.
She was like, "You need unscented, sensitive skin."
That shit burned my shit off.
Well, it didn't burn me, but I'm
Oh,
like,
Joss,
"What?"
it was the skin was coming. It was scared. I was so scared.
Oh, that's nasty.
It was some natural soap.
That's why I
Don't
don't
use
use
that
it.
down there. Don't.
Well, I that was a question that I posed on Reddit, and I was just like, "That's." I'm surprised that some of this stuff is just like downright just wrong. That ain't petty.
Like who
Flushing her
just
herpes medication down the toilet is wild.
but he just like, oh, you gonna not tell me? I mean, you could have just quietly left. But Just
I mean,
exit stage
or
right.
if I was gonna flush it down, I wouldn't have flushed all of it. I'd be like, "How you thought you had 6 days left? You got one."
I wouldn't even do that. I ain't messing with your medication.
Nah,
That's a line I draw. I'm not messing with your medication.
I'm not saying that I would mess with
I
the
don't know what
medication, but
your
I'm
health
just
insurance
saying.
is looking like. I don't know how much you paid for that. Like I'm not.
I'm just saying, if I had to go
Mm-mm.
messing with it, I'd at least leave us some of it.
Dang.
Like, I ain't gonna flush all of it,
I don't know what you had to do to get that medication.
right?
I ain't. Well, I guess we would feel differently about it. I guess like I don't know what your insurance looking like. I don't know how much you
Yeah, because we
paid.
know the dealings with
Are
insurance.
you on a grant? I don't know. We don't
Was it
know.
public
We
assistance?
don't know.
Did you
I,
get it from Planned
we don't
Parenthood?
know.
Like, did you steal it? Did it have a name on it? Because we have also covered somebody that was stealing organs on here. So
And I forever want to know, is he alive still? Because she done harvested his organs.
man,
Kidney still.
we
I
have
said,
found some
what?
wild Reddits.
I'm like, kidney still. Ah. I was like, are you saying I'm gonna go to sleep near that girl?
I was like,
Do
I
you
just
know
hope
for
they not
certain you
together.
got two?
Right.
Do you know?
Um,
Oh,
but I wanted us to go over some get to know you questions.
yay!
So I bought a book from
Yes.
Target before,
For everything went down. Yes,
yeah, before
yes.
we were no longer allowed to shop at
So don't
Target.
comment us. It was
It
before.
was before
Before the
then.
times. It was before.
But this book is called 3,000 Questions About Me. So I'm making this 3,000 questions about you.
Okay.
Um, but of course, we're not going to answer 3,000 questions
No.
right now. For one, that would take way too long.
Take forever.
Who got the money for the editor for that kind of
And you know we
video?
ramble.
Right. Can't never stay on topic. Um, so
Yes, 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 yes.
you already chose yours.
Yes, 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 yes.
So I'll let you ask the first one and then we'll both answer. You forgot
I'm
which ones.
asking it, but I already know the answer, but I'm gonna ask it anyway.
Okay.
Do you believe in eye for an eye?
You do know the answer to that. You right. You do know the answer. At least as far as I'm concerned, you know the answer to that.
Sure
And my
do.
response, anytime somebody come to me talking about some eye for an eye and all that other good stuff, I tell them my name is not Jesus and I do not turn the other cheek. It is definitely eye for an eye. You do something to me, I'm going to do something to you. And I'm going to make sure it is 10 times worse than what you did to me.
That's why I asked, because I know the answer. Of course, Petty Jocelyn is eye for an eye.
Look, I don't understand why that's a bad thing. You did something to me, quite naturally, I'm going to want to do something to you.
Well, we both
And the example
know.
that I gave last time was if I came up to you and slapped you in the face, what you going to do? I bet you ain't going to turn the other
Because we
cheek.
all know I wouldn't do it either. Of course, I'm eye for an eye.
It's
I'm
not
eye for your eye in your hand. Because you done pissed me off, so now I'm
eye
taking
for an eye,
extra.
hand for a hand, foot for a foot.
I'm taking extra. I'm taking your eye in your hand. Because why'd you even bother me?
Because you could have stayed where you were.
Sure could.
Yeah.
But
I ain't with that whole, be the bigger person. Yeah, I'm gonna be the bigger person as I
when
get
they go low, I go
going straight to hell.
lower.
Like I don't want to go to hell, but people ain't about to be out here thinking they're gonna be doing anything to me.
Oh,
And I'm supposed to just be like, well, Jesus said, nah, even God punishes people.
and
And
he
what
sure
what did the
do.
Bible say? We were made in his image.
So I'm you crack me up. See how people twist the word. See how they do it. Live in action.
Shut up. I just consider myself, God is using me to punish them at that moment.
Oh, okay.
I'm the vessel.
Okay.
I stand on it. Ain't
I
nobody
know
gonna
you
convince
do.
me. So
That's why I asked. I wanted a good hearty heart.
that was funny. Um, what is the heaviest thing you can lift?
How do I say this? I don't live shit. I don't know.
Oh, I was gonna say my self-esteem.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Because it didn't always be where it is now. So
Girlfriend say if it's heavy, I call Victor to do it. I don't know.
now heavy is like physically heavy. I mean, I
Well,
deadlifted like
see,
200 pounds at one point, but
I didn't know we talking about emotional heaviness. I didn't
it's just
know.
whatever's heavy.
You know, the emotions was heavy for me. I lived the lives of two separate people wrapped into one person.
That's a Gemini. I'm like, that's literally the definition of a Gemini.
And boy, that shit heavy. I be tired.
Girl, I bet you do. What's your next one?
What do you need to grow?
Hmm. I was say, is that number one?
Show
I
is.
sure meant to take that out of
Too
here.
bad it's here. Too bad. So sad.
What do I need to grow?
I was like, that's an interesting deep one. I'm surprised this is.
Um,
I'm surprised.
at the time when I put this in there, I had a funny comeback for it, but I can't remember what that was
Oh,
now.
that
So now I have to
sucks.
actually give a serious one.
Now you got to.
Uh,
Sucks. Should have deleted
for
it.
me to grow, I need for myself patience and time.
That's all you can do. Water that plant. Give it room to
Speaking
grow.
of plants, my plants are dying,
They all did.
and I'm letting them.
What you mean you letting them?
I don't want them no more.
Girl, why not? Okay, so you just murdering plants now. Okay.
No, I still water them when I remember, but they're clearly
Get those little
dying.
things and you stick it in there and it water
I'm not buying
itself.
nothing else for these plants.
You don't already got those? I could swear you did.
Mm-mm. But yeah, time and patience. Patience is something that I have absolutely zero of. And I realize that now, especially as I'm like looking for another job.
Get that
And
patience, man.
I'm going on these interviews and it's like the
It's
patience
a
waiting
roller
on them
coaster. It's
to
emotional
reach back
roller
out to you. It's just
coaster.
like, oh my God, like
Either
hurry
deny
up,
me or not.
hurry up. So it's like,
Patience.
and then of course the big one, money. If I had more money to throw at this podcast, we'd be so far from where we are now. But
That's the thing.
what about
Money
you?
easy to spend, but not easy to obtain. But anywho, I mean it can be, but you gotta struggle first to get to the point where it's easy. That's just how life go.
What about you?
I think it would be almost the same because I get real impatient about stuff. And the thing, as we all know, call me a bird because baby, I'm flighty. I'm at this piece. As soon as I feel like results ain't what I need them to be,
Mm-hmm.
baby, I'm gone. And then later I go, you know what, Jade? You could have maybe made it work. And I go, could have, didn't. And then I have no regrets. And I need to actually start having more regrets, I feel, because I have none.
I have no regrets either.
None.
Um, would you rather have to lose all your old memories or the ability to make new ones?
That's a tough one.
That is a tough one because I got a lot of good
Good
old
memory.
memories, but there's no telling how good the new ones can be.
But then on the flip,
The flippity
I don't
flop.
want to lose. Well, especially when mama passed, now I don't want to lose my memories of mama because now she ain't here. I can't make new ones. They don't exist.
Yeah, but then
I mean, I
as you
wouldn't be
grow
sad, I
older,
guess.
you can't like as Jai gets
I have
older,
no stories, no
you
nothing.
all you have is him now.
And I don't like
But
that.
graduating, elementary
That'd be too
school, high
sad.
school, college,
Well, I guess I'd
marriage,
rather keep the old ones.
still
I don't want to let go of them.
see.
I mean, because new ones, do you need the memory of new ones? Because now that's the present.
Yeah, but
But the present becomes the past. And
yeah, the
so,
present becomes the past, but you still not gonna remember them because you have no knowledge of it ever really happening after
who the
that.
hell came up with this? Like,
The
who?
3,000 questions about me.
I don't know how to answer that because I want both. So,
And the issue with the present ones is if you're so
you're gonna be bound to make mistakes if you don't remember shit. One,
but
remembering things from the past is what keeps you from doing stupid shit in the future.
that is true. They say
And
you are destined to repeat the repeat history or the past if you don't know your history or something like that.
Sure are.
Then I would just start writing everything down.
I mean,
Like
I
people with
figured that was a
Alzheimer's.
cheating loophole that we couldn't do.
They should have said it. I'm always looking for a loophole.
It'd be like the Notebook. I'll come back if you read to me.
Nah.
I'll come back.
If you could live forever, would you want to?
Nah.
No. You know my stance on it.
Everybody gonna be dead. What am I alive for?
70 years. The Bible says we get 70 years. I want my 70, and then I'm good to go.
What is legal that you think should be illegal?
Putting expectations on people without telling them.
Girl, that's just gonna happen.
I think it should be illegal.
You already know how I've already told you what I feel should be illegal, but
What, corn?
nah,
What?
I don't think I should say it.
I don't know what you're talking about. Old people driving.
I feel so bad,
I
Josh,
don't.
too. But I feel like after
Get they old
65,
ass
you
off
should
the
have to
road.
take that test every year to prove you're not dangerous. I'm sorry. I feel it in my spirit. I'm sorry.
If I have to get behind some old person driving 20 miles an hour in a 35.
I ain't even worried about the speed. It's the fact they keep almost T-boning me because they don't know what's going on.
It ain't
I
that.
don't
It's
care
they
about them going
drive.
slow. I don't care. Go slow.
For me, it's they drive too damn slow.
And you keep on T-boning me because you don't got the arrow and you don't even know what you're doing. No. No, Ethel, get off the road. No.
I agree with you. I
feel bad. I feel bad for it. I do. I feel bad.
Like you said, have them retake the test ever so often to make sure that they are still up to par for driving. That's better than what I was saying. I was saying take their old ass off the road altogether. No, I just said
they should have to renew it. Every 6 years ain't good enough. They
get so many benefits. What do they need to drive any? Get a chauffeur. They even offer this stuff with Medicare now.
I know.
They got so many. Old people low key got it good. They get the free gym memberships.
But that's why we ain't gonna got it because they have it. That's why we ain't gonna have nothing. But anywho.
I'm like, man, I told you about the time I tried to live in an old folks home.
I'm not gonna lie, some of them old folks gonna be nice as hell.
It wasn't even that. I wanted to live in an old folks home because
you don't gotta pay for food.
Nah, because I was tired of dealing with loud neighbors. And I said, I'm tired of dealing with people's kids. I want to go live with the old people that's just waiting to die because it's going to be quiet and I ain't got to deal with nobody kids.
First of all, not all of them are on hospice.
Whatever. I would ask them to put me next to the ones on hospice.
Girl, you can't do that. It's not legal for you to do so.
I legit looked at senior community living places. I even went as far to ask them, hey, if I worked here, could I live here?
No, you cannot. No.
They was like, no. I was like, man, I'm trying to get out of this community here. Whatever.
Nurse homes are sad. They're depressing to me.
I would have been happy.
Because you weren't old and dependent on others. You just crazy.
I'm not crazy.
So you be all right. All they would do is try to steal your keys. Everybody be trying to elope with your damn keys. They be trying to bust in your room.
Whatever. I would have had a good time living with the Donalds and the Bethels.
Girl, some of them are crazy. It ain't their fault though, but
and I still would have had a good time. You know,
they be having zoomies like cats. They're crazy.
What's one weird thing that you want to do that you know people find weird?
Girl, my very life is weird to people.
Okay, so
no, I'm trying to think of a specific example.
I got one for me.
What you got?
And I think more people want to do this. They just won't admit it.
What?
I want to go into a padded room with the whole straight jacket on and bounce around the padded room.
I really don't think that's odd. I really think you could just pay to do that at this point.
And I would.
To me, it's no different than a scream room. I don't think it's anything.
I've never even heard of a scream room.
Same thing as like the break it room where you just do
Oh
shit.
yeah, a rage room. Yeah,
Yeah, same thing.
I think it would be so fun to go in there and just bounce around.
I really think that's already a thing. We should Google that.
If
I
any, I don't feel
honestly
like
think
Googling it,
it's
but if one
already
of
a
y'all
thing.
know about it, shoot it to
I'm sure
us.
you can pay them to just be padded up and just be in the room.
Would they actually put me in a straitjacket though?
Maybe. Depends on how
Because
much
I
money.
actually want to be in a
I think
straitjacket.
depends on how much money you got if you're in the straight jacket.
And people be like, I wouldn't tell people that. I'm like, I don't care. I want to do it.
Well, if you really were insane, you wouldn't want to do it.
Really? I think some insane people would actually find that pretty fun.
No, overwhelmed people would find that pretty fun.
Oh, did I tell you about my behavioral health and story?
No.
Okay, so
Uh-oh, got the throat clear. What's finna happen?
so I was delivering medications to behavioral health.
Yes.
And I was on my way back down to the pharmacy. So, you go through the basement and everything. And typically you don't see behavioral health patients down there.
They shouldn't be. Anywho.
But somebody was escorting them
Okay.
back up
I
to
was like,
behavioral
girl, were they
health.
alone? Girl, they
No,
escaped.
he was not alone. He was with an employee, but she was walking kind of ahead of him.
She ain't supposed to do
I
that.
know she's not supposed to do that. But I walked past them, and you know how in the movies when like somebody that's kind of not all there, like they give you like
stare
that
at you.
stare that looks deep into your soul. He did that.
Ooh.
He looked me dead in my eyes and he said, God bless you. Jesus loves you. And the whole time as he's walking past me, never broke eye contact.
Ooh.
I was like, oh, that feels weird. I was like, I don't know if that was really Jesus. I was like, I appreciate the message because I do think Jesus loves me, but that didn't sit well. Like my soul felt like it was a little shook.
You're like, I feel violated
Like
in a
I
way.
don't know how I feel about this
I'm like,
because
I ain't going there alone no more.
it literally felt like he was looking in the depths of my
Because he
soul.
was.
And I was like, I don't like this. So yeah, that was my behavioral health
That's probably why
story.
she was away from him, because he was doing that to her.
Probably, but it literally was like a stereotypical movie of somebody like that's just a little not all there,
Ooh, that would
and
scare
they
me.
walk past you and they just not blinking at all, just
And
looking
my
you
thing is,
dead in your
how are they
face.
eyes not dry?
I was like, ooh,
Don't like that.
But anyway, now to the actual
There we go on
meat.
our tangents. There we
Yeah,
go.
the meat and potatoes of the episode. I want to
Yeah,
ask you, do you think that your like, because you watch podcasts too, and
sure
so do
do.
I. Do you think the hosts of these podcasts or any influencer that you look at, do you think they're authentic? Or how authentic do you think they are?
I think it depends on what their podcast is about.
Mm-hmm.
If it's about, because I know with the skincare people, it can be iffy. It's
Mm-hmm.
only one I genuinely trust.
Okay.
But because they get deals and then they say things are good because they're getting paid. But how good is it? But it also depends what it's about. Is it a podcast about your feelings? Is it a podcast about being entertained?
Well,
Depend. That's how I
well,
judge really. Like,
let's
what's the
use
podcast about?
let's use ours as an example because this is meant to be entertained. We ain't trying to teach people shit. Like, don't learn from me.
Well, they doing it whether we want them to or not. They have the nerve to request it be more education.
Don't learn from me because I can tell you anything educational on here has no research done behind it at all. It's
They're learning
literally
from
just
our
my
life
pure feelings.
experiences, though. That's what they're learning
So
from.
this is meant to entertain though. So um how authentic do you think me and you are on here?
We are the same. We just recording. We ain't doing
Like, wait till they
nothing.
start seeing us do lives. They're
I'm
gonna be
low
like,
key
oh, so they
scared.
really are like this.
Scared we gonna get canceled. But
Girl, we ain't gonna get canceled. Look, we ain't even nobody to get canceled.
girl, that's what we think. Same way we got that spam, and I didn't think we was at a place to get spam.
Whatever. It ain't the first time we got spammed
Yeah, not
either.
hate spam. That was new.
Okay, well then how do you stay? Because there is a little pressure when you're entertaining
Yeah.
to kind of tap into a side of you that You never really were, just for the sake of entertaining. So, how do you stay that authentic you?
First of all, I got enough going on. Being an actor is not something I have
Mm-mm.
time to
I
do.
I
And I
tried
can't
to
remember lines. It ain't gonna work.
I tried to join drama
Mm-mm.
club when I was in high school.
Mm-mm.
I was like, this ain't for me. I feel like I'm being stupid by acting. So no. But
It
I think
wouldn't
it,
work.
it kind of for me
But I
to
get what you
stay.
coming from. Like you want to be relevant. You want to be
Yeah.
entertaining, but you still to be yourself, but you want to amp it up.
It's like is there's a fine line.
There
You
is a
want to
fine
ramp it
line.
up, but if you ramp it up too much, now you're not
Now you're not
authentically
yourself
you.
anymore.
So for me, I'm like, what helps me stay myself is I I just don't care what people think about me.
Like I said, I'm too lazy to be an actress.
And it's not even that. I
I
think
don't
acting
want
would
to.
now in my adult life, I think acting would be fun. I have actually said that
Mm-mm.
one day just as a
Thing.
because I want to, I'm gonna go on some
You should do
casting thing.
footlight musicals.
Do what?
Footlight music.
What the hell is that?
A local place for amateur theater.
I said I was just gonna pick some random day and go on some casting call and just show up. No prep work.
See, I like musicals.
I don't know that I would like musicals.
Girl, I love a musical.
I just want to do something that I should be embarrassed about, but I won't be.
A
Like
musical. A goddamn musical, Joey.
I would go on these damn casting calls and
Musical.
completely botch them because I don't know how to act to save my life.
It's community theater. Everybody can be involved.
And I would just have me a good
Do
time.
community theater. I'm
I'm
telling
good.
you. Start off
I
with
actually know
that.
somebody that does theater.
Who?
Robert.
Robert.
We
Robert.
literally just talked about him like last Friday.
Oh, okay. Look at me. Robert. Robert.
Um, how do you
Robert.
stay authentic to yourself while also pleasing others?
I'm not, besides my family,
But that's what I
I'm
mean.
not a people pleaser.
But that's what I mean. It doesn't mean people pleaser just like the general public. That's anybody, whether
Because you
it's
know how I feel about people pleasing.
I know.
But anyway.
So I guess
But
follow up. When do you know when is it okay to put yourself before them, even when that person is in pain?
depends on what type of pain. Are you in pain because your head hurt because you didn't listen to what I said? Or are you in pain because you genuinely got something going on? Maybe you're sick. And now if you just in pain because you hard headed, I don't feel bad for you. And I'm gonna sip my little drink and I'm gonna have a good time.
See, for me, and call me selfish if you want to, whether it was because I told them not to do something or not, if they in pain and it's impacting me to the point where I can't function, I'm gonna have to put myself first.
Well, girl, I'm not talking about nothing deep, child.
Then what you talking about?
Just everyday things.
If they in pain and it was because something wasn't because of something you did or
If it's
told them
because of
not to
something they
do,
did, for the most part, I don't.
you don't care, even
You
if
gonna
it's the
learn.
family.
You gonna learn because you should have learned, and I told you. But and it's not to be cruel. It's just you gonna have to learn. Now, of course, if they for real in pain, I'll do a little sacrifice, mainly for the children's.
And that's what I think. I think there's a
Really,
fine
no one
line.
else.
I think there has to be a balance of sacrificing your wants and needs for others. And I think a lot of people go too far over into sacrificing themselves for other
See,
people
here's
sometimes.
my thing with the kids. Most of the sacrifices I do for the kids is because it helps the family unit all together, not
Hmm.
just because it's for them. Honestly, I think nothing I do is strictly only well, now it is because the stupid shows I watch and all that other stuff.
Hmm.
That's strictly only for them. But as far as like
Or
important
at least it starts
things,
out that way. Because some of those shows, you sing them way too much to not enjoy them.
oh yeah, the SpongeBob Karen song from the Plankton movie.
Yeah, you
That
like
one has
some of that
grown
stuff.
on me. That one has grown.
But okay,
But,
let's talk about this in regards to friendship, because
yeah.
that's the thing that most of our audience really likes to hear
Soon
about
as it start
anyway.
feeling icky, that's how
What
you know
does
let it go.
what does authenticity look like in friendships?
Just not being a liar. It ain't that hard. Just tell the damn truth.
But it's deeper than that too, though, because we've read enough weekly Reddits on here at this point to know that you might be telling somebody the truth, but that doesn't mean you necessarily being your authentic self.
It's like I don't know what to do with people acting like they scared to just say what's on their mind to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta know when to filter. But
Yes.
again, filtering is also about self-preservation also.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I think is you need to know your friend.
Well, yeah.
If your friend can handle you without a filter, then don't filter.
Because honestly, if you're
Because
not a
I
good
don't think
friend if you're
me and
the
you
same
need
friend.
to
No.
feel. I mean, you said some stuff.
It's all of you, Hansel.
I ain't even talking about. I'm talking about
In
stuff,
life, I
just
know.
funny stuff that we still can't
We
even
know.
say.
Yeah, we know we can't repeat it to others.
Now,
You repeating it, you heifer.
I
That's
did.
what I be talking about. But
Right, I did repeat
yeah,
it.
I know you do. You couldn't keep it to your damn self. You
It was
couldn't.
just gold, but we will never say it on this
Sure
podcast.
won't.
But and they asses the went and told
Of
people.
course they did. That's what
I'm
people
like,
do.
damn it, y'all wasn't supposed to say
You ain't heard the
nothing.
saying two can keep a secret if one of them is dead. That's how it
But
works.
the thing is, you the only one that says stuff like that.
What you mean?
Now, Jade, we have had discussions before about how I actually will filter out some of the stuff that I will say. You will just let it hang. You like, look, I said it. I said what I said. I meant what I meant. It
No
is what it
regrets.
is.
No regrets. I'm sorry.
Like when you talked about the dude with the printer paper.
Oh, a little scoop.
Yeah, little scoop. I'm like, I would never say that about somebody.
Piss me off. Okay. Here's how anybody can get the hands. Anybody. That's part of me being inclusive. Anybody can get the
Oh,
hands.
okay. And you talking about me just rephrasing the Bible to fit my
Girl,
needs.
that's foolishness. I don't do that.
And you literally was just like, that's inclusive. You what?
I left Jesus out of it.
Jesus know my
He
heart.
started, that man started it with me. I didn't start it with him.
In his defense, the printer wasn't working.
That wasn't my job. It really, honestly,
I
was
really
not
wish
even
we could
my
tell
job.
y'all this story because I couldn't believe Jay said this about this man, but we won't go there.
I
But
complimented him on his silk shirts all the time.
that just gives a high level example of she doesn't filter anything out with me because she knows she doesn't need to.
Show do I
I'm not
say
gonna
it.
take
I
offense
couldn't
to
say
it.
that to everybody.
Exactly.
I
I mean,
could
there's
not.
probably even some of your friends that you can't say stuff
Sure
like that to.
wouldn't. You ain't finna be up here getting on my nerves.
Right. Because now you all in your feelings because I said something you disagree with. Jay said stuff I disagree with all the time. I'd be like,
That's our
that's
business.
her.
That's
Because at the end of the day, you know, one of my favorite sayings is, "What you eat don't make me shit."
your sayings always so fucking wild. I just, where do you get this shit from?
You never heard that?
You ain't never said that mess to me.
I used to say
It
that.
makes sense, but
Yeah, I say it all
where,
the
what?
time.
Who grandpa are you around? Did you be saying the wildest shit?
Well, one of my other sayings that I like to say, and I think I did tell you about this one, is if it's hot outside, I'll say it's hotter than a hooker's doorknob on nickel night.
Like old people shit. Like whose grandpa was you around?
I saw that on Facebook. I ain't gonna even lie. I was like, I'm still in that. But yeah,
It was
the
so wordy. It's too much for me.
but it makes sense.
Sweating like a whore in church is good enough.
I used to say, I used to say it's hotter than the devil's asshole.
Again.
A devil's anus. That's what I used to say. But anyway, but yeah, what you eat don't make
Yo.
me shit. So
What happened to just not my circus, not my monkeys? What?
I honestly had never heard that until a few years ago.
Girl, what you eat don't make me shit. Like what? Well, I understand what you're saying. It makes perfect logical sense.
Cause it don't. And it's just to say, what does that have to do with me?
Girl, your sayings are wow.
Hey,
Anywho,
they're effective.
every couple of months I hear a new one. Not go. Now what is that?
Well,
Nothing will top the booty dickers. Nothing will
here we go
ever,
again. Here we go again.
ever top the booty dickers.
Here we go again.
Nothing.
Now, she gonna bring this up and talk about how she hates this saying again.
Oh, I say it
And
all the time now. Show do.
then you better not ever tell me you hate that word again. That phrase.
Maybe. Because I'm crazy like that.
Jade.
I say I hate it while I'm using it.
Jade. We can't keep doing this. But anyway, like I said, that's just Jade. Cause again, what she eat don't make me shit. So I'm gonna let Jade do whatever she gonna do. I can't be bothered. Cause if I am gonna be bothered, I'm gonna be sitting
I'm
over
going
here
to
pissed
stress you
off.
out.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to be
And,
living life
and
blowing daffodils and you just going to be stressed worried about my mess.
and it'd be the same thing if you cared so much about the shit that I say.
Because I'll be like, girl.
Yeah, like what can you do? It's just like she said what she said, she did what she did. That's her. So I don't think we have to be putting on faces and
To me, that just shows that you don't love yourself if you feel this constant need to put up faces all the
think about how
time.
stressful that is. Have you ever been around somebody where you felt like you had to be somebody else?
Walking on eggshells.
Yeah.
I leave them alone. I'm like, well, my size 9 feet ain't made for eggshells, so they just gonna stump all over your little
These boots are
eggshells,
made for walking.
and that's what they gonna do, walk all over you. I just, I can't.
Oh, hey, who's that? Dolly Parton?
Yep, these
Um,
boots are made for walking.
please don't. Please don't. Please don't. I don't want to hear you sing country.
Girl, whatever.
Um, but yeah, but I do think there's an issue with authenticity within friendships though.
It's
And that's not to
weird.
say
That means them ain't your friends. We done already talked about this.
no, but that doesn't mean that you don't adjust for the friend that
Well,
you're
yeah,
with
cause
either.
some, you know,
Because you can
some,
adjust to a
yeah.
different side of you and still be the
Well, yeah, I'm
authentically
a different friend to
you.
all my friends.
Exactly.
I say things with you I could never say to others. Never,
That's because I
never.
don't give a fuck. I just don't care.
We have a
Um,
good old time talking about things we shouldn't be talking about.
Things that would straight up get us canceled. I wish we could
From working otherwise,
Man, I wish we
working
could
in
talk to
healthcare, talking crazy. What's wrong with us?
I wish we could
Mm.
talk to our viewers about a lot of the stuff that we actually
Girl,
say.
wouldn't that be
Oh
fun?
my gosh, but we'd open our mouth and they be like, we'd be everywhere. This unknown podcast, they got canceled before they could even really get started. I'd be like, oh
Oh
man,
man, ain't no
which one of
recovery.
us was
Or we
it?
could be like that K-pop group that just goes, "Please still mess with us, still.
Like,
No apology, no nothing. Just, please don't ditch us."
we know this gonna piss y'all off,
Uh,
but please don't ditch us. But yeah, but you have the different versions of you that you are with your friends and even certain friends, co-workers, dates,
well, you have to. That's
family.
how you adapt. You can't be the same you everywhere. You're still authentically you,
Exactly.
but you're a different version of you in every surrounding. Because work you and friendship you are not the same you. And
But
if
you
they are, you have a problem and you need to solve it. Them people at work think that I don't curse and I go to church. And I let them think that because I show up in cardigans and slacks all the time with flowers and stuff. And they think that I'm a different way.
my issue
And
is
that's that.
my issue is that my coworkers refuse to believe me when I tell them we're not friends.
Yeah, that's awkward. I don't know what you're gonna do about that.
I'm like, we are not friends. I don't know you. I mean, I do, but only at work.
Well, they want more than that. You should maybe start giving it to them.
Look, I have offered, I don't mind becoming friends with people that I work with. Um, but I will tell you this too. There is
Mm-hmm.
no friend that I have right now that I would actually want to work with again.
I don't like working with friends. You know how I feel about that. That's why I was mad that they tricked me to even have that other job.
Girl, ain't nobody trick you into having that damn job.
I deliberately didn't apply to it. Applied through something else and got tricked into going there again.
Girl, ain't nobody trick you into going and working there. You knew it was there.
Not at first, I didn't.
Like, and we talked about this. That was God pulling you there, and you kept trying to fight it. And He said, "No, you're going."
I was like, fine.
You are somebody that will bite off your own nose to spite your tongue.
There you go.
You never heard that one either.
No. How you gonna bite your damn nose?
Whatever. Maybe I said it wrong, but it makes sense to me. You injure your own self for no reason. No, not injure yourself, but you would look. I ain't gonna explain it to you. You get it.
Girl, if you can't explain it, you can't guarantee that I get it.
I got faith in you.
I ain't dealing with you.
Whatever. But I think a lot of friendship groups lack authenticity. Um, and that became really clear when we started doing all these weekly
Girl, the
Reddits.
discoveries. I've actually been quite disappointed in these people.
I have too. I just I thought that we
Why?
were better friends out here. Like
Y'all all hate each other.
you hate your friends, and I really don't understand why. Because a lot of these friends ain't doing nothing to you.
But existing.
Existing, it just proves how when some friends start to come up in the world, and then the one friend starts hating on them. It just proves you you you
You
never really know
you
who your
hated
friends are
me the
sometimes.
whole time. The thing is your mama always know. But
And
anyway, always know.
there's also truth to the fact that they are your friend as long as you stay where you are. But the second you start doing something different that's going to better your life, all of a sudden you're moving different. You doing things differently. You not the same person no more. And it's like,
It's like that with friends and family. It's like that at your
yeah,
job. It's like that with friends. It's like that with family. It's like that everywhere.
I agree. And I'm just like, well, yeah.
My moves had nothing to do with you. I did it for me.
And if my moves make you that uncomfortable,
As I say, if the shoe fits, Cinderella, I
you
don't know
you
what
you
to
don't
say.
have to be around me.
If me elevating myself make you feel some way about yourself, we should be doing it
Sorry that
together.
my moves is making you insecure.
Get it together.
Not my problem.
I mean,
As I said it before, what you eat don't make me shit. So I can't be bothered. So
what
anyway,
do a new saying you gonna say next? I need to start writing these down.
girl, you the one that always got sayings. I
Because I
don't
make them up.
well, I didn't make this up.
Yeah, I be making them up. You know, I make up
Um,
words and everything. It's whatever I feel.
whatever. But I feel like these are pretty well known sayings.
To who?
Look, if anybody out there in this world that might be watching this
They make sense,
has
but I swear I don't
ever
hear them.
has ever heard of booty diggers or has heard the phrase "what you eat don't make me shit," please just give us a thumbs up in the comments
Oh, girl, that's a
because
trick. Give me a thumb.
that tells me that they heard of it.
And I hope you don't get no thumbs.
Look, I think it's pretty well known. She ain't gonna make me feel like I'm on this island by myself.
Ain't that what an island is?
No, an island can have no one on it. I could be stranded on the island with somebody.
You know what I mean.
Come to the island with me.
Yeah, you and Wilson
We
on that
got
island.
fresh coconut.
You and Wilson on that island.
I would make Wilson my dang on friend, by the way. And I would have cried when he fell off that
Oh,
damn
I
boat.
cried in that movie. Oh, that Wilson. That was sad.
I didn't cry, but
Oh,
did you
you
cry when Mufasa died?
want the new one or the old one?
I ain't seen the new one. I'm not watching that.
Hell yeah, I cried.
I didn't cry.
First of all, I'm a movie crier. Come with the tissues ready, because I'm about to cry at this movie.
Whatever.
I love it. Girl, Walk to Remember.
Never even heard of it.
Mandy Moore, the
She's a
teenage
singer.
girl that had cancer. And she fell for the bad boy and they fell in love and she died anyway. I was like, damn, I thought his love would cure her cancer. No, she still died. That was sad.
So we're gonna finish it off with what's your most embarrassing phobia? Do you have any phobias?
Them fucking geese. As you know, them evil ass geese.
I think a lot of people have that though.
Because they attack
They
you.
will for no reason. Just for existence. So will swans. I'm told they're meaner than geese.
Yeah, but I watched it from afar.
Yeah.
Geese come up on your property.
Yeah, they straight
They
up
come near
thugging.
your car and dare you to get in your car. You like, I just want to get in my car. That's the fucking geese. I hate them.
Okay, well I posed that question on Reddit too yesterday and I got a few responses. So, what's your most embarrassing phobia? Somebody actually said air hockey.
I mean, I can see how that can go bad. You can miss a tooth. I mean, there's things that can happen.
They said air hockey. I'm afraid of that tiny puck going so fast like it's going to just fly off the table and hit me in the face.
Yep.
I said interesting.
That's
What
a
about
valid
real
fear.
hockey?
They
Cuz
got the
I've seen
glass.
that, but I've still seen people get hit with the
Oh, they
puck.
end up messed up.
So I'm like, I'd be more afraid to go to real
I
hockey
don't do either
than
one.
I like air hockey. But I thought that was an interesting one. Did somebody said worms, which I got the same
Those are
one.
just gross.
They're absolutely disgusting. And then somebody actually typed out the phobia, and I was like, what the hell is
A
that?
real phobia. We ain't got time for this.
Trypophobia.
What's that?
The clusters of holes and stuff.
Oh, my sister has that bad, which is messed up because she a
I was about to say,
nurse.
how the hell is she gonna be a nurse?
She already is a nurse. She got it.
I said, and what I said was, I can't take it on the skin because I have seen it on the skin, and I'm just like, ugh. But like honeycomb, what else? The other thing I said, I just said honeycomb stuff like that. Doesn't bother me. But if it's on the skin, I'm like, ew, why is there a honeycomb in your skin? Ew.
I don't care about that. You know, I watch
Ugh.
Dr. Pimple Popper and all
It
that.
makes me itch.
You know, my fears them damn geese. They're
Uh,
out of control.
Somebody said, I'm a grown ass man and I'm terrified by witches. Not the corny Instagram girls, ones in the movies and stories. My wife thinks I just hate the idea of powerful women. And I said, I kind of get what you're coming from, but my favorite movie is still The Craft.
That's a good movie.
It was light as a feather, stiff
Stiff
as
as
a
a board.
board.
Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Girl, that was a good movie.
Oh, I love that movie. But I'd be more afraid of people that are quote unquote real witches than the ones in the movies. Because if witchcraft actually is a real
And it
thing,
is. And
I'm
it
afraid of the
is.
ones that's actually real life practicing it.
Well, now thanks to the interwebs, it's just out there. They sell the books and I don't dibble. And then what was that one show
Mhm.
where it was some little vampire show and a real witch comment? It was like, y'all using real spells. Y'all need to not do that. Like, y'all should maybe
Yeah,
not
nah, you
do
shouldn't do that. You shouldn't use real
that.
spells. Well, here's one that I thought was really weird.
What?
Somebody said, I'm absolutely terrified of the sound of a toilet flushing when I'm alone. No idea why. If I'm at home and nobody is here, I won't flush the toilet until someone gets home. I've had that fear for as long as I can remember.
Did you live in a haunted house? Why would you? So if you take a shit and you
That's what I thought.
alone,
I was like,
you'll wait 8 hours for somebody to come to your house to flush it?
and so I'm like, then what do you?
Close the lid. What are you? What you should be closing the lid and do number two anyway. But
Well,
That's that. I mean, you said strange.
yeah.
And he needs to give backstory on that why he playing. You can't drop that gym and leave.
I was like, huh, I've never heard of somebody being afraid to flush the toilet. Um,
Something done happened to him. Like, I don't think
had
that
to
came
have.
out of nowhere. Something done happened to him.
My biggest phobia is bugs. I've
You
said
know
it
what? Because
before.
they crawl in your ears and
I've
shit.
had okay, so here's
Uh,
a weird and probably TMI story for you people, so buckle up. Twice in my life, when I was a child, I have had roaches stuck in my ear.
See, I learned to keep them ears covered up. They ain't getting in
Well,
my
I
ear.
was less than 5 years old, if I'm
Oh,
remembering correctly.
no.
Um, and we did have a roach problem in this apartment that we were in. And the first time it happened,
Oh, I can feel it. Oh,
yeah, the first time it happened, the roach, I guess, died in my ear. And the whole day, I went the whole day, like to school and everything. I just kept doing like this, and I could like feel something in it. But I was like, I don't know what that is. And I get to the babysitter's house and I finally tell her, like, I think something's in my ear. And she lays me on her lap and she's looking in my ear and she was like, girl, it's a roach in your ear. I lost my
I
shit.
bet.
You would have swore somebody was trying to kill me. I was screaming, I was crying. It was terrible. The second time it happened, the roach was still alive and I could
Oh,
feel it moving in my ear. And my mother had to pour, I think she poured peroxide
to
in my
kill
ear
it.
to kill it. Cause I could feel the little leg just, I was just like, "Ugh." And again, you would have swore somebody
Oh, that
was trying to
sounds
kill me.
terrible.
It was terrible. She had to take me to the emergency room that time to get it out. Um, and ever since then, I can't do it. I can't do bugs. And this now a different apartment. We actually didn't even have a roach problem in this apartment, but I did cross a roach. And it was in my bedroom. And I remember because I can't even kill bugs. I remember just taking a shoe and throwing it at it. And it actually hit it and killed it, but it got stuck on the wall.
Ooh.
And I was like, well, it just lives there. I don't care because I can't go over there and get it off. And my mama came in my room and saw it, and she was like, "Girl, go clean that off that wall." And I
Mm-mm.
was like, "I can't do it. Sorry, can't do it. No, can do." And she was like, "Go clean that roach off of that wall."
No,
And I was like,
crying.
"I can't do it." She took a paper towel, put it in my hand, and drugged me over to the wall. And the whole time I'm fighting her and crying real to like, I can't do it. She
That sounds terrible. Why
she
she just get it for you if you doing all that? I just would have got it. I wouldn't have made you suffer like that.
I have now I laugh about it now,
It was
but
not funny then,
it
I'm
was
sure.
not funny then. But yeah, I have like I will cry real tears when I see bugs. Like absolutely terrified of all of
Well,
them.
don't move down south.
I have no interest in moving down south.
Don't do it.
And damn sure not going to Australia.
Yeah, they got some shit.
They got aliens.
I don't know what them things are.
Like, nah, you can't, If we ever go on a tour, I'm sorry, Australians, we can't come there. Cause
We could be in the fancy hotels. We be alright.
I'm not even chancing it. I'm not chancing coming across one of those big ass spiders y'all got there that takes up a whole
I think
one
that's
side of
like
the
in the
wall.
countryside.
I don't care. They got 8 legs and they can walk.
I think that's like in the
I
country.
don't care. It terrifies me. I don't want to see it. I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to make it a 0.0256% chance that I would ever run into it. Terrified.
I ain't dealing with you.
I'm sorry. I love
Yeah,
my.
I think that's the countryside. I think that's the
I hear
country.
you, and I don't disagree with you.
Ain't doing.
But being in that country increases the chances.
Girl, we got shit here.
I know we do, but I know the shit here.
Yeah, we do.
Could you imagine you just out for a stroll in Australia and you all of a sudden just cross a damn kangaroo and he ready to fight?
And they do be ready to fight.
Them things get all buff on
I
you.
would run away. Like, I ain't fighting no damn kangaroo. I would run the fuck away. Run away. They
I would,
stronger than does.
Girl, you think I don't know that?
Oh, I will run away like, please don't chase me.
I'm sure it would chase you. I would think I was about to die. And have you seen their claws?
Yeah, they look vicious,
Man,
man.
I'm like, nah, I'm not messing with them animals and them insects in Australia. I'm not. Like, they need to be a part of their army.
Girl, if they could, they would.
Girl, I'm like, nah, y'all got it. Love the Australians. Bang Chan
Yeah,
and
you and
Felix
your
are two
bank
of my
chain.
favorite people. But I can't, I'm terrified of bugs that it makes me just not want to go there at all.
It won't stop me from going. I go visit.
I will go visit
As long as y'all ain't got no
Antarctica.
geese.
I will go visit Antarctica before I go to Australia.
Nah, I don't
And
feel
you
that.
know how much I hate the cold.
I ain't going over there.
But I would like to see a penguin in real life.
See him at the zoo.
I'm good.
The
They need to release
sad
all them
zoo.
damn animals from the zoo. I don't like
They
that.
make too much money off of it. They ain't gonna release them.
And now they're so domesticated that if you do
They
release them
can't even
back in
go
the
in the
wild, they
wild.
can't defend
They'll
themselves.
die. So now we need
Such a
them to be
sad
there just so they
story.
can be alive. I mean, I know to me it makes sense to have the endangered ones in there, to keep them going, give them a stable environment.
But still, you know, which would you prefer?
But
Dragons or dinosaurs to see in person?
ain't they damn near the same thing? I don't want neither one. Like,
I wouldn't want neither one too, but I think dragons are pretty cool. Dragons, everything, I don't know.
ain't they just dinosaurs with fire? That's.
And I think they can fly too. But
Mm-mm.
my understanding of dragons, one is, I could be wrong, could be showing that I'm maybe not that intelligent. I don't know. To my knowledge, dragons never actually existed.
No, they're fake.
Exactly. I mean, there's some people that will argue dinosaurs never existed too. I just don't believe them.
But we got evidence of the dinosaur.
Uh,
We ain't got no evidence of no dragon now.
but from everything that I've read about dragons, they're not actually, they're more like dogs. They only do stuff to you if you do something to them.
I don't want neither one. First of all, and it pisses me off that Jurassic Park has not stopped these scientists from doing anything. I'm like, y'all didn't god dang on watch
What does Jurassic
Jurassic
Park
Park.
have to do with this?
It showed that they can't be controlled and don't make them in a lab. And yet here they are. They're still trying to make dinosaurs. Still, I'm like, no one
Well, I've
watched
said
the
from
Jurassic series. No one watched any of it.
I've said all the time that humans are going to be our downfall. We are way too damn curious for our own good. I don't know why curiosity is always killing the cat. The curiosity is going to get the humans.
I ain't curious about nothing.
I ain't either. If it ain't got nothing to do
What's
with
that
me, I
noise
don't care.
over there? I don't know.
I told you that somebody got there was unaliving near
Mm-hmm.
my house where I could literally see what happened across the street. I get home from work and I see the police all over here, over there. What I do, my neighbors is all sitting outside looking around, trying to figure out what happened. I pull right into my garage and closed
Closed it.
it.
It went right
It
on the
ain't
side.
got nothing to do with Jocelyn. I'm like, this is how you stay alive. Mind your business.
Well, I don't the thing okay, so this is a what makes my booty itch segment.
Okay.
I don't like how people make it a spectacle of an unalived person. That low key irritates me.
What
I'm
do you
like,
mean make a spectacle?
they bring their kids to look and they all out. I feel it's very disrespectful. And that was a human being. That this isn't like something for your family entertainment. And why are you bringing your kids to that? Because to me, it's just disrespectful.
Yeah.
Because it's not that you care about that person. You just want something to do. And I find
And
that
and I'm
disrespectful.
sorry.
I
This might
do.
sound real insensitive or whatever, but I just didn't care.
Why'd you
I'm
say
like,
you
I
want?
don't know them.
I just like it's rude.
I mean, yeah, what you're saying, I do agree that it's rude. But I'm like, me being like, oh, I'm going home because this ain't got nothing to do with me. It's like, yes, that's also true, but I also genuinely, I don't like. It's sad, sure, that they lost their life,
But them people ain't
but
sad.
I'm like,
Like
but
they're not sad. They're nosy. They're
I don't
not
know
even
them.
sad.
Yeah, nosy people. We need to end that, and that's nosiness. And I'm guilty of it. I'm nosy as hell. You tell me all your business, I'm gonna sit there and listen.
Yeah, but you ain't up here trying to act like
But
you
I'm not gonna go
inspect a
out of my way.
gadget. Ain't no Django
Inspector
crime.
Gadget.
Do 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 do. Like you ain't out there thinking you finna
With a magnifying glass and a trench coat and a fedora
with a notepad thinking you doing something.
or the Pink Panther. But
Dun
dun,
dun
dun,
dun
dun,
dun
dun, 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 dun.
Like you're not out there thinking you doing something.
uh I used to love the Pink Panther and Inspector Gadget. But no, I'm not out there investigating nobody's murders. I'm sorry.
You were
I,
not trying to figure out the dang on curse of the pink diamond. Like we not out of here.
I will send up a quick prayer for you and say, God bless their soul. And then I'm going to go in my house and proceed to get ready for bed.
What else can you do?
It's exactly, because that's my thing. You got literally my neighbors were all
Cause they
I
nosy.
never see these
And
people.
I bet lady with that wig was out there.
Girl, her wig was bouncing, and I was just like, girl, that looks like a wig. Anyway, but yeah, I was just like, I just can't. They were all out. I never see them any other time, but all of them was out front and center, looking across the street to see
Who got?
who
We just
got
gonna
got.
yeah, we gonna leave it like that.
And I'm just like, what? Do
And
you
if
know
you
them?
figure out what is that gonna do
Exactly.
for
I'm
you?
like, go wait for it to be on the news.
Cause that's what I do.
Yeah.
But then I guess it depends on where you grew up. Cause I seen them all the time. It'd be on my way to school, just walking. Like, whoop,
Hmm.
another one bites the dust. Keep on walking
So
to school.
speaking of like, I had a situation when I first moved over here where I was on my way home one day and I was on the phone with a coworker. And at the entrance into the housing addition, there was just a random refrigerator sitting out there. And I said on the phone, I was like, that's just literally a random
My brain was a
refrigerator.
dead body in there. I ain't touching it.
She's like, well, look inside. You
Girl,
might want it.
what?
I said, and I said,
What?
look, what's not about to happen? I'm not about to be the one to find a dead body hiding in the refrigerator.
I'm gonna tell you, when I was younger, me and my friends, we was at a creek on the south side. We found a dead body, screamed and ran, and didn't tell nobody. I was like, no,
And
it
I'm
was,
like, and then it's gonna be
mm-mm.
my luck since I'm the one found it. They gonna think I'm the one, the suspect.
First of all, a
Nope.
refrigerator in
Mm-mm.
the middle of the beginning of an apartment is suspicious.
I was
I would have
like,
been
won't
like, the
won't
most
get
I would
me.
do is call Lee's office. Hey, there's a random refrigerator. Might be a body in it. Y'all should maybe go check
I
that out.
I went right around it and went to the other entrance to the dang on housing addition and act like I never saw that refrigerator a day in my
Or
life.
I would have never touched it. I tell you that. You should
You
open.
ain't
Girl,
about to
open
have my
what?
fingerprints on this refrigerator.
Open what? Girl, this ain't no movie.
I won't even open a jar for you. No. No.
God, the same thing. I'm like, yeah, this suspicious. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. It was
My
a white
name Bennett,
refrigerator.
9 minutes.
Yeah, so she was like, oh, you shopping? I said, see,
That's how you end up dead in them horror movies.
it is.
Thinking like that.
I bet you one thing, I would survive at least until the end.
I was like LL Cool J.
Oh, and Deep Blue
And
Sea.
only
Oh, I
one to
love
make
that
it.
movie.
Only one to make it.
Samuel didn't.
Which who lived in that Anaconda movie? What who?
Anaconda.
Damn, that movie ain't got it.
Anaconda. Ice Cube lived.
Yeah, I was like, it was a black man that lived. I can't
Ice Cube.
remember.
Yeah, that was when black men started living in the scary movies.
They cut that out real quick.
Because at one point, we never made it past like the opening
And I used to be
credits.
so mad because the girl that was living there, I'm like, that idiot, that black lady couldn't die before her. This is stupid. I used to be so
My
mad.
favorite scary movie used to be Freddy Krueger,
Too close to home.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Too close to home.
How? It was in your dreams.
Girl, my dreams is always crazy. I told you I live in that haunted house too. It was too much going on.
Yeah, but you can't actually die because of a dream.
No. I
So
know
that's
you couldn't die in your dream. It started giving
that's
me
why
nightmares. I don't like it.
I never took it serious because I'm like, oh, they just dreaming.
I just don't like you. As you know, I don't like horror movies. I like thrillers.
True.
I don't like
I
horror
do like more
movies.
thrillers now than I
I
used
don't
to.
need all the gore.
I
Don't
used
even
to
need
like
it.
horror movies more than I used to like thrillers. It took me the longest before I could actually pronounce the word horror.
Girl, what?
I used to could not. I used to go horror.
Okay, Medea. Like, what are you doing?
For some reason, I could
Horror.
never pronounce it, but now I can
Okay,
horror.
Medea.
Um,
Girl, you funny.
yeah, it was like when I was in high school. I would just always say scary movie because I hated pronouncing that word.
I mean, if you say scary movie, you can avoid saying it for a while.
Just like spelling out choose and chose. I said, which one do you pick?
You know what? For the longest, feel and fail, I could not get together
I blame
to
the
a
English
good.
language.
I couldn't get that together till like seventh grade. I
Choose
couldn't
and
get it
chose,
together.
lose and lose, loose and lose, lose and loss.
The five different ways to say bye. Like it's when I tell you, I can see why people don't want to learn English. Because baby,
I
I'd be
100%
pissed.
understand it.
I'd
I'm
be
like,
pissed.
look,
What
what?
you mean bye has four different spellings and four different meanings?
And if I see live meaning live one more time, or live meaning live, I'm like,
It's spelled exactly the
it's
same. It
spelled exactly
confuse
the same.
people
And you don't actually know which context
until
it
you
is
read the rest of
until
the
you read
sentence.
the rest of the damn sentence. So I done said live when they mean live the whole damn time till I got to the end of the sentence. And then I have to go back and reread it the way it was actually meant to be read. I'm like, son of a damn it. Like live and live. That is whoever
That's
invented some
English.
of these
That's
words.
English. I think it's just lazy. Or between gray and gray.
I think that's a country thing.
I hate it so bad because I never know which context I should use the
You know what
right
actually
gray.
just irritates the living the hell out of me?
What?
Favorite. Is it favorite? How they spell it differently in other countries?
Is it?
I
Girl,
think
I
it
only
is
live in
spelled
one. I don't
spelled
know.
different. And color,
Yeah, color with the U.
I'm like, that's color.
I like the one with the U. It has more flair.
You would like it because you like to make up your own words
Has
anyway.
more flair.
I'm like, color with no you versus you. Um,
They actually say it's a real difference. I gotta look into
and then
this.
there's some words, and I'm just throwing this 'cause I don't know if this is actually one of them, but there's some words where they'll say like specialize, but instead of it being IZE, they'll put ISE. Yeah, I think there's like a country
We'll
thing.
Google that.
And I'm just like, it's IZE, not
Yeah,
ISE.
I'm only
I don't
here.
like it.
Mm.
Anyway, um, but yeah, I was just like, I don't mind horror movies. I don't like horror movies now. I will not watch
Yeah, I
them.
like thrillers.
They make them way too realistic now. They all these horror movies all based on true stories. I said I don't want to see nothing that's based on a true story. I don't want to be able to envision myself in that position. I don't.
Are you gonna watch the new Final Destination?
No.
Still can't get behind no log truck to this day.
I don't mind being behind a log truck. I
Sure
was more
do.
afraid of the planes after Final Destination than log truck.
You be more scared of them now than
And
then.
man,
Can't
planes ain't no joke right now. I'm like,
can't
man,
keep them in the sky. I'm cool.
they falling down like raindrops.
I just drive.
I'm driving everywhere. I know you texted me when after like that third one and was like, I'm so happy that we driving to Atlanta. I was
Cause
like, man, I'm not getting on no plane. You can't pay me to get on a plane right now.
I'm glad we decided to do a road trip.
Girl, we gonna have fun when we go there
So
too.
I can't wait. We start buying outfits now.
Yeah, I've actually been looking at clothes
What
to
theme? I
see
feel
what I
like we should
want.
do a theme since we going together. Like those one women we seen at the AT's concert.
I don't remember which women.
It was two older women. They had the suits on. They had the matching suits to match that one video.
Okay, we can do that. I already pretty much know what nails I'm doing.
Oh, I didn't even pick out my nails. So many options. So many things to do.
Um,
I
I will have
might.
Stray Kids themed nails. Faux show.
I don't know. Because once it gets warm, I'm going to want nothing but neon colors.
I mean, you could still do Stray Kids thing with neon colors. You could
I
be like
might
Case
do.
143 themed.
I was
Those would be
thinking
brighter
more of
colors.
the La La
One,
La cover
four,
art.
three. I love you.
Yeah, that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was thinking more of the La La La
La
cover
la
art with
la
the
la
black and then the
la.
colors.
See, mine is more walking on water theme with
Oh, girl, that was
deep
good.
blues
Yeah, that
and
was pretty.
blacks.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty.
But anyway.
Yeah, we on a tangent again. Anyway, hello, y'all.
Hello, goodbye. So anyway, as per usual, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for letting us entertain you. Hopefully we were entertaining.
Hopefully.
Definitely highly doubt you learned anything from this episode, but
We don't know.
we don't know. You might have needed something we said, and if we did, you're welcome.
Yay.
Make sure you join in the future. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, rate us on the audio platforms if you're listening there. And apparently, audio platforms require you to listen to a certain amount of our content before you can actually rate us. That's wild. I didn't know that.
Didn't know that either.
Yeah, Antonio said it won't let him rate it because he hasn't listened to enough on audio platforms yet because he mainly consumes us on YouTube.
How rude.
Right?
Don't block our blessings.
But anywho, if it gives you the option, please like, comment, subscribe, rate us on the audio platforms. Even if it doesn't allow you to rate us on the audio platforms, you can leave a comment. That also helps us out a lot. Would really appreciate it. Send us anything that you have, like for suggestions on something you might want us to talk about in future episodes, because we're always looking, and we want this to be just as much about you guys as it is us, because it's like us hanging out.
It's fun. It's a conversation.
Yeah. So, yeah, just make sure you do all of that, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Toodaloo.